so good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I missed you.
I miss you so much. Thank you for taking the time. You're so interesting to watch on Instagram, and you have such an interesting story. And I wanted to ask you, especially because of our history, and you're such a dear friend to me, and I wanted to see if we can pick your brain a little bit from all of the things that you've gone through, that you've been through with, you know, your entrepreneurship and, you know, competing and all of that.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Maria, for having me here. It's my pleasure with somebody that I adore and admire as well. So thank you for the opportunity. And I'm so excited to be on here and answer your questions and share a little bit about my story.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. So Angely is a fitness coach. She's an entrepreneur. She started her own business about 1.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had a segment on Univision. She was featured in Forbes, and I just kind of wanted to go a little bit over a little bit about how that went about, how you started in fitness, first of all.
Okay, so I started growing up. I ran track and field in high school and in college. So I was active, but I was never healthy. Like I ate really bad growing up. I when I think of the past, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to drink soda every day. And I used to eat, like, my lunch was always like Chinese food and like, I mean, bad Chinese food, not like the homemade one. It was always like pizza. It was bad. But because I was young, I was active, I didn't know anything about nutrition. So I was always active. But after college, I stopped being active. I was no longer running track and field. And it wasn't until a few years later that it started hitting me. I was still eating bad. I felt sluggish. I was always taking naps, breaking out. And I just knew from within I wasn't healthy. Although I was slim, I wasn't healthy. And it wasn't until 2013 that I was also promoting a nutrition company and nutrition products. And I said, well, if I'm promoting nutrition, like, I should lead by example. So I told myself, I'm sick and tired of trying to get lean or fit for a quick trip, or whenever I have something coming up. I want to actually live a healthy lifestyle. I don't want to just get fit for something. I want to feel great for life. And we're not getting younger, we're getting older. So the older I get, the harder it'll be. And I remember I was like 28 or 27, and I said, I'm about to be 30 in a few years. It's going to be even harder then. So I made a change. I said, that's it. That was my wake up call. I was in Miami and I didn't want to use a 2-piece swimsuit. I wasn't obese or anything. I just didn't feel comfortable. And you girls, you know that feeling. Yes, I didn't feel confident. I wore a maxi dress and I said, this is not me. I'm letting myself go and I can't allow this. And as soon as I get back home, I am going to change my lifestyle around. And from there, I never looked back. I didn't know much of fitness and nutrition then, but little by little, I did research. I started being active, taking Zumba classes, and then one thing led to the other, and we'll talk about it later, but from there, I went into competing. But since 2013, that's when I started my healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you know, you mentioned that we're not getting younger, but if you take care of your body and you take care of your health, you will look younger, and you'll kind of go backwards. So you know, I feel like for me, that is the main reason why I want to be healthy, is because I obviously want to live longer, but I also want to look and good while I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Exactly. I admire you so much, Angely. That is, you know,
thank you.
Even before you started working out, to me, you already looked like you had the perfect body. So, you know,
thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, and touching up on that, when I look back to like my pictures of before my fitness journey, people always tell me that I look younger now. Like, what are you doing? You look younger. Like, I can't believe your age and whatnot. And I'm like, it must be the healthy lifestyle. It helps you in every way.
Exactly.
Yes.
I know you started competing in fitness, bikini. I think was it
Yeah.
the bikini category. Um, and I was like, I could never do something like that. How, you know, it's something that like would freak me out, especially putting yourself out there, you know, in a bikini in front of the judges. How was that? How was that experience?
It was honestly it's been such an amazing experience. It's been a great like stage and chapter of my life. Like I loved competing. When I did it, initially was because when I started my fitness journey, my healthy lifestyle, I started documenting everything. And people started telling me, like my followers, like, you should compete, you should compete. And I'm like, compete in what? I knew nothing, zero about bodybuilding. The minute you hear bodybuilding, you think of like the big bodybuilders, right? So I'm like, what are you guys talking about? But then I started feeling like more fit and better. I started seeing my abs and I'm like, okay, now like, what do I do with this? I like challenge and I like to have deadlines. And I said, okay, what do I do now? Like run a marathon or what do I do? So I started looking into competing and then I found out about bikini competition. And I said, wow, I love it because in college, I was there runway modeling, like fashion shows and things like that. And I was like the whole modeling thing. So I felt like bikini competition was a mix of modeling, but being like fit, but still feminine, having your curves and being lean and just feeling great. And I was up for the challenge. I knew it would be a challenge, but I loved it. And I did it several times. And from there, it was a hobby. It was like a one-time thing I was going to try. And I ended up loving it. I won my first show in Dominican Republic. And from there, I started getting sponsors. And yeah, one thing led to the other. And then here we are today.
You know, seeing you go through it and seeing the journey of how you had to, you know, eat certain foods and work out. Like sometimes you would work out twice a day or 3 times a day. And, you know, seeing the journey, it's work. You know, it's not all like glamour. Oh, I'm going to look good and then go and get in a bikini and get a tan on and then go out there and, you know, have fun.
But no results come easy.
I can't even imagine the type of work you have to put yourself through to even get there. And not only, you know, your body, but psychologically, mentally, you know, all of that has to kind of, you know, be in tune with each other.
Yes.
Because, you know, not being able to eat what you want on the weekends, not even being able to cheat on, you know. And I know you love your Sunday brunches, so
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Angely, how can that is such a I give you so much so many props for doing that. That is amazing. How is that? Are you planning on competing again?
If I'm planning to compete again, a lot of people ask me that, and right now it's a question mark. I've been really focused on my business and I know we'll speak about it, but in order to compete, you actually just mentioned it. Everything has to be in tune. You have to, it's not only the sacrifices, but you have to be there mentally, really ready and focused. And if you spread yourself too thin, which is what I did in my first pro shows after I became pro, then you're not really able to become good at one thing. So I felt that I started my business and it took off and it really needed my attention and it still needs my attention. And, you know, a lot of things needs to be stable and running smooth. And I said, I can always compete. Whenever I feel that my business is duplicating and running on its own, I will always be involved. But smoother and things are in place, I can finally focus on a show and give it my all. That's what I want. Every time, the last few shows I did, I was traveling, I was the Air 30, my business, I was handling a lot and I couldn't fully focus. I was disciplined to follow my plan, but your body internally is stressed and it doesn't react the same. You're not getting enough sleep. You're just stressed, handling 100 things at once. So if it's going to be like that, I don't want to do it. So I want to make sure that when I do, I'm fully focused on it. So it's a question mark for now.
In a sense, enjoying it, right? You're enjoying what you're doing because that's when you do your best, I believe. You know, when you're having fun with it, it's something that you're passionate about, and it's not something that you're just doing because you're like, oh, I already committed to it. You know, you really want to enjoy the process, and that's awesome.
That's another thing. I like to enjoy my process of when I'm competing. It's hard, but you can actually enjoy it as well, and I want to make sure it's that way.
That you enjoy it.
Yes.
And I know you started your AR30 challenge, getting into, right now that you want to start duplicating your business before getting back into training again and competing again. So tell us a little bit about your 830 challenge, because it's kind of gone from, 0 to 100, I feel like, in a short amount of time.
Yes. So the AR30, it's my baby. Those of you that know me or follow me, that's all I speak about, breathe, eat, think, and dream. Because I love the story behind it. Those of you that don't know me, I was let go from an airline. It was like my dream job. I was like a flight attendant traveling the world. And I've always been an entrepreneur on the side. I always had nutrition business and, promoting nutrition and health. And I've worked with brands and things like that. But I was always doing that part-time on the side. And in 2017, right before I became a pro, I was let go from the airline and I was in so much pain. And I hit rock bottom. That stage of my life was one of the darkest, one of the just saddest, worst. It's a blur. And I remember telling my partner at that time, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life from here. I'm not going to start from scratch in another airline. I'm not, because I already have seniority and I already put so many years into it. And I said, all I know is that I'm not going back to a 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 if you're in this life, but I didn't want that. And I said, I don't know yet what, and I tried searching and looking and trying to really look for something to do. And I said, whatever I do, I want to make sure I'm passionate about it and that I'm not at an office 9 to 5. I don't want that life. I didn't want that for me. And again, maybe in the future, maybe that's for me. Who knows? Only God knows. But at that point, I knew I didn't want that. And I remember him telling me, like, just wait. It's going to come to you. Like, at some point, you're going to come up with, something's going to come to you and you're going to flourish and you're going to do that. And I was always coaching girls. I always coached girls to compete, sold meal plans, routines. So I always did that. I never stopped. But I would only do like 10 girls, 15 girls. I was limited on my time because I was traveling as a flight attendant. So time started going, and a follower one time told me, why don't you do a challenge? Like, you could do like a fitness challenge, like a 30-day challenge. I will join. And, you do this challenge and you give us like meal plans and workouts. And with the money, with the registration fees, you take a portion and you give out a prize to a winner. I said, oh, that's a good idea. But there are so many challenges out there, Maria. So I felt like,
how are you going to be different? How are you going to stand out? Yeah.
Yes. So then I thought how I love woman empowerment. I love working with women. I love self-growth, self-development, just leadership, growing as an individual. And that's why I love fitness, because it teaches me discipline to apply to everything else in my life. So I said, I'm going to make a challenge just for 15 girls. I'm going to try it out, just a summer challenge. But I want this to be different. I want to teach the girls to love themselves, self-love and self-care, and how, they can still be a mom and and take care of their kids, but also take care of themselves, and how there's no such thing as you have to look a certain way. Everyone is beautiful. And I just said, I'm going to do it different. And I made a post for 15 girls and I freaked out. I still didn't know who was going to join. And I mean, I had girls, I'm talking about yoga instructor, a beginner that never stepped into a gym, somebody that never ever dieted in their lives, somebody that has competed. I had all sort of backgrounds and levels, and it sold out in 2 hours. I freaked out. I said it was going to be for 15 girls, and 17 girls signed up. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a name. It was the Midsummer Challenge. That's it. And when I did that, so I ran with it. I created a program. I said, I'm going to create a program that is good for all levels and that everyone can do it, and that you're not starving, and that I'm motivating you, and that I'm teaching you self-love and self-care every day. And when I did it, I already had my DM full of girls telling me, tell me when is the next one. Tell me when is the next one. And I did a waiting list, and it was sold out. And then it continued, and I said, okay, I need a name for this thing. I need a logo. And it just started going and going and going. And eventually I needed assistance and built a team. And it's just been ongoing. But it was going on so fast that the response was so fast of people that wanted it. I had a hard time almost catching up with it. Yeah. And here we are now, a year and a half later.
So you kind of went from not knowing what you were doing to just figuring it out as you went, with a bunch of people that wanted to join something that you were like, what are you joining? I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's figure this out.
Literally. I was like, let's figure this out together. I have the program. I can do the program, but I didn't know how it was going to work. And I didn't know that the females were going to want it that bad.
Yeah.
Again, there's so many challenges out there.
And I know yours is very different, because yours is kind of like a sisterhood environment where there's empowerment, motivation, you know. It's
beautiful.
You become friends with these girls, right? A lot of them that you didn't know.
Yes. At the end of each challenge, we're sad. We don't want to let go. When is the next one? The girls become friends. When we meet in person, the ones that are local, we feel like we knew each other forever.
Oh my God.
And I love it. I love it. It gives me goosebumps.
Wow. That's priceless, you know, that you're able to impact people that way and motivate them, and they feel like, you know, they kind of have a place to go to when they need to talk to somebody, when they need that encouragement, that inspiration. And I joined one of your Zoom classes, which was amazing.
Thank you.
I need to go back and do it again.
Yes.
But great job.
They're open. Thank you. They're open for everyone. The Zoom virtual workouts. Join us.
And they're free. They're free. You can go on and, you know, get a good workout in. You were featured in Forbes, which was a really big deal. Was that due to the AR30 challenge that was making noise? Is that how that's how you got noticed? Is that
yes. Well, I had this girl named Janice. She's a friend of a friend. I guess a friend of mine made a post with me. A lot of you know her, Lakeisha. Lakeisha's a really good friend of mine. We're actually co-coaches. And I guess Lakeisha made a post about me, and Janice, her friends, ended up following me. And she's been following me for years, she told me. And she's the senior contributor at Forbes. So she's been following my journey. And when the quarantine hit, I started the virtual workouts, because when the quarantine hit, I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. Like, the girls are like all down. They're depressed. They're feeling worried, scared. The gyms are closed down. I need to figure this out. And I started the live streams, the Zoom workouts, and they started liking it. We kept doing it. So she saw that through my stories, and she was like, Angely, it's Women's History Month, and I would love to feature 3 entrepreneur women in Forbes, how they're doing with their business through the quarantine, through COVID-19, and I would love for you to be one of them. And she was like, are you interested? I said, of course. I was so honored.
That's such an amazing thing, Angely. I mean, I was so emotional when I saw it, because I know how you put your heart into things, and for people to start noticing it, you know, in Forbes, you know, it's such a big deal.
You're making me emotional.
It's so good.
Thank you.
I had another question that I wanted to talk about a little bit. You had a fitness segment in Univision. Was that after Forbes or before?
No, before. The fitness segments in Univision started last year. I first got invited to, because of New Year's, New Year's resolutions. The top of the list is always lose weight or get fit. And I got invited to Edición Digital, which is midday news, to speak about tips on how to carry on this goal to lose weight and live a healthy lifestyle as a New Year resolution. So from there, the morning show, the producer was there, and he's like, hey, Angely, are you free tomorrow? I need somebody to come and do a home routine on my morning show, Al Despertar, with Amaris Diaz. Are you free? I'm like, yes. So I went back the next day. And then when I went back the next day, Damaris Diaz and me, today we are great friends, but we met through Univision. We just did a segment together, and she ended up liking it. And she said, let's do this like once a month. People need this at home. And we continued. We did it in the parks in the summer, and it just carried on, and yep. And then recently they just featured about the home workouts as well.
Oh, and I know you're you're doing another segment with them, right? After this.
Yes, today.
Yeah,
busy day. Right. Yes.
Another live. Yeah. Yes. And it's with Damaris as well.
Yes, it'll be with Damaris Diaz. Yep. And so the Univision segment was also an amazing opportunity, which I'm so honored and humbled to be part of it. I've enjoyed it. It's been amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to talk a little bit about the fitness side of how you're staying fit right now in these times that we're going through, quarantine times. What would you say would be how do you stay motivated? It's really hard to stay motivated right now. I feel like, I see a lot of live fitness, people going live, but it's difficult to like really get into it and get inspired and motivated right now.
Right. Well, I think that first, when the COVID-19 hit, that we got quarantined, at first everyone was like in shock, right? Everyone was going through their emotions. So was I, everyone. And, what do you mean we got to stay home? And like, what do you mean I can't go to work? And everyone was freaking out. So at first, as human beings, you have your right to go through your emotions, to have fear, to feel anxiety, to feel depressed. You have your rights to feel those emotions, but you can't stay stuck there. Time started going by. Still today, we're still quarantined, and we're realizing that this is going to go for a while. So my question is, are you going to stay stuck there? You can actually turn this into a positive. Those of you that always said you don't have time to work out, you have time to work out now. Those of you that say you don't have time to cook healthy, you don't have time to meal prep, you don't cook, you're never home. My friend, you're home to cook now, right? So, or those of you that wanted to do anything, create a business, a project, take a course, this is the time for you to do it. So how do I stay motivated? I tell myself I'm always on the go. And I'm like, Angela, you actually have more time now to home cook. And I don't know if we're going to have a summer or not, but if we have a summer, I will be summer ready. And if we don't have a summer, who cares? I want to feel good and I want to look good all year round, right? Why do we need to wait for a trip, for summer, for a moment? Why not work on your health now? Those people that got hit with COVID-19 or that got the virus and didn't do well, it's because they had a weak immune system or they had an illness. So this is actually a wake-up call for us to take care of our health and of our immune system. So, a few days went by and I said, okay, Angeli, like, you need to get it together. I don't like home workouts. Personally, I love the gym because to me, it's like an event. I see people. I love it. But I had to reinvent myself and not just to the situation and only focus on the things that I can control. And what I can control is what I put into my mouth, my food, what I shop. I don't bring junk food into my house because I'm going to eat it, you guys. If you bring it home, you're going to eat it.
Yes.
Yes. I don't do that to myself.
Yes.
And then work out, get moving, get the body moving. Even if you don't join my Zooms, there's so many free live workouts. All those trainers and coaches that you say, I can't afford it, they're too expensive. They're doing it for free, guys. This is your opportunity to focus on you and get those free services. There's YouTube videos, there's everything out there. If you're not doing it now, I'm sorry. Like, you're never going to do it. And I don't mean to say anything like to put you down, but I'm trying to wake you up and realize that this is the time to take care of yourself.
This is the time. And I had all these excuses that we put, we always make up these excuses why we can't do certain things. And we don't really have one right now.
Yes.
A lot of a lot
Perfect
of times,
example.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
I feel like somebody put a comment and said, you know, some people love home workouts. You know, it's something that they were looking forward to because not everybody likes going to the gym. You
Yes.
know, and if we have the access right now, we have the time, we need to be able to push ourselves to, you know, make it happen.
And a
And
lot of females that are fearful, like, you know, embarrassed to go to the gym. I work with so many females that I gotta talk them into, sometimes be on the phone with them to push them and encourage them to go to the gym and not be scared. Gives them anxiety. They feel scared, they feel overwhelmed because they don't know how to use the machines and things like that. So we are doing home workouts and they're so happy. And you know, it's your time, you know, men and ladies, everyone. It's our time. Right now, I feel the strongest, the leanest that I felt in a really long time because the home workouts, they're intense. They're building my strength, they're building my resistance,
you
and I'm
can't cheat on
sweating.
those, right? You
Yeah,
can't
no,
cheat. You have to
you
work
can't.
out. It's a live audience that is
Yes,
watching.
yes,
So you have to work
yes,
out. You have to, you know, do the reps and do the counts. And it's not like when you go
yes.
to a class and the instructor is like, does 3 or 4, and then they walk around, you know, when you're live, you're actually doing the whole workout. That must be really
Exactly.
hard.
Exactly. But I feel amazing. And honestly, the home workouts are effective. They're very effective. And what I was going to say earlier about the excuses is that I had a client on my program tell me, oh, Angeli, I said, how you doing? She lost a few pounds and then she hasn't checked in. And I said, how you doing? You haven't checked in with me. She goes, oh, I lost a little bit of motivation. You know, I'm just not that motivated because all I want to do is take care of the kids. I said, okay, but what one thing has to do with the other? Mind you, she's been in my program for a few months while she was working. I said, what changed? You were working, you had the kids, you were working, taking care of the kids, and doing the program. Now you're home and you're telling me that all you want to do is take care of the kids. I said, I never told you not to take care of the kids. You've always taken care of the kids. And on top of that, you were working full time. So now the question is that just an excuse you're putting in your head? Because if you signed up for the program, it's because you want to lose weight or you want to continue a healthy lifestyle. So do I need to remind you of your goals? You signed up for a reason. Mm-hmm. Keep taking care of the kids and keep taking care of you because you need health and you need energy to keep up with the kids. And she's like, you're right, Angela. Oh my God, thanks for calling me out like that.
I love your
sometimes
approach.
You get stuck.
I love the approach that you have because it's like tough love. You don't, you know, sympathize with them. Oh, I understand, which, you know, essentially you do, but you're going to push them and you're going to make them see, you know, that it's all excuses at the end of the day. We always just put excuses, and I love that you're like, no, you know, I am going to really like smack some sense into you.
Yeah.
Right?
It needs to be done like that because we get stuck in our own excuse, like our excuses get stuck in our head, and we make a whole world. And then I gotta take care of the kids, but I'm not telling you to not take care of the kids. And she's like, you're right. Oh my God, you're right. And I'm like, yeah.
Somebody put, she's no joke.
No. Yes. So
I love that.
Get going. And another thing is, an advice is, every day, every decision counts towards the results. Sometimes you follow somebody on Instagram or you see someone and you're like, oh my God, I wish I had her body. Oh my God, but it's going to take so much work and discipline to get there. Like how long? Like we get desperate, right? Every day adds up. You need to be patient. You need to be consistent. You can't do it for 2 days and expect to have results. Every day, every meal, everything. And that motivates me. Sometimes I'm like, Angela, do I really need to eat this right now? Do I really need to have this? Like, do I really want it? It's a difference sometimes. Yes, you deserve a treat. This and you're craving it. But sometimes like, I don't need this. This is just my head, like,
or
being stuck at home.
Thirsty or bored, you know.
You're bored. That's the word.
You're bored or you're thirsty. You need water to fill you up. You know, a lot of us are dehydrated.
Yes,
you know?
all the time.
Yeah.
So Sometimes I just make myself a green juice and that's it. I feel great. I feel energized. I feel better. And just know that each decision, each day, each workout, every single thing you do adds up to the end result. You want that body, you need to stay focused in that you want that body. Remind yourself of your goals.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, do you recommend meal prepping? Because I've been doing that a little bit lately with my breakfast, and I feel like it's much easier. I get motivated more when I already have it ready in the morning. I get it, eat, and it's just something less to think about. Is that something?
Are you meal prepping the eggs? Are you meal prepping?
Well, I'm doing like chia pudding and fruit and like rolled oats, overnight oats and stuff like that. And my protein shakes, but I feel like planning helps too, and getting you motivated and starting the day.
With meal prepping, it's a mixed feeling. Not everyone likes it. When I was flying as a flight attendant, I did it because I had no choice. I'm sure if I worked at an office, I would have meal prepped as well, because you're going through the day-to-day, life, and you don't have time to cook every day. And it's the best way to stay focused because your meal is ready. I have a client right now that every time she's hungry, she writes to me and she's like, Angely, I'm freaking out. I'm starving, like starving. And I didn't bring food today. I didn't prepare. I came to work without it. And all I want is like pizza. And that's what's across the street. And every day I'm like, why are you going to work without your meals?
Yeah.
Because when you get hungry, you are going to go and have junk food.
I love it.
So,
yes, I love your reaction to that, though. That was funny.
I know, I'm like sweet, so sweet. People say I'm sweet, but then when it comes to like things like that, I'm like,
why did you do that?
Why did you do that? To hear. So, if you're working or when you go back to work, I recommend meal prepping. My girls meal prep on Sundays, and they meal prep at least for 4 or 5 days, some of them even for the whole week. And I recommend it because you need that planning to fail. What is it? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's key. And
your sister's laughing. Look at her. She's laughing.
That's her. So I personally don't like meal prepping for a long time because I like my food like fresh. Nothing wrong with meal prepping for the week. I just personally don't like it like that. I like to just cook a batch of my protein meats because I don't like to cook meat every day. So I make a batch of my ground turkey, my ground beef, or my fish. And if my meat is cooked, and sometimes I make a batch of either sweet potatoes or roasted potatoes or rice, if that's cooked, I'm good. I make my vegetables daily, fresh every day. I roast them or grill them. And then that's it. I'm good to go. For breakfast, overnight oats, egg muffins, things like that. If you have it ready, so much easier to just get your day going. Yeah. So I highly recommend at least cook your meats, a batch. Yeah. If it's cooked, 2 meats or 2 fish. If you're vegetarian, your plant-based protein. If it's ready, you just worry about your vegetables or your carbs and things like that.
Yeah. And once this quarantine is over, I know a lot of people are going to get back into work. Do you recommend like a 10-15 minute workout that people can do maybe just from home, or something really quick that will give you fast results? Is there anything?
Well, yes. I will say, honestly, if you do a full body, things like push-ups, you could do 15 minutes. You could do 3 sets of like 20 push-ups. You can do 3 sets of planks. And if you don't know what they are, you can Google them. You can message me. I'll send you a video, a picture if you like. Planks, because they work out your core, your arms, your legs, your resistance, everything. You can do 2 sets of like 30 squats all the way to the bottom. If you do squats all the way to the bottom, not only are you working your legs, but it's a form of cardio. You're going to be out of breath.
Right.
If you're a beginner, do 30, then up to 40, 50, up to you do 100. I used to end my leg workouts like that, just doing squats all the way to the bottom, body weight. So if you do push-ups, planks, squats, burpees, things like that.
Those are so hard, but so effective.
Jumping jacks.
Those burpees.
burpees, mountain climbers, jumping jacks. That's it. If you do 2 sets, 3 rounds of like three set. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you do a circuit and you run 3 rounds of them, that's your workout. And it'll be less than 15 minutes, and you'll be out of breath. You burn calories. You'll be sweating.
And staying consistent. You know, staying consistent is key. Just do it every day. Don't even think about it. Just go and do it. That's my mindset. I don't even think about it anymore. I just get up, put on my gym clothes, and then I go out for my walk or my jog, come back in, do squats, lunges, and you just can't put a lot of thought into it, right?
Yes. The hardest part, guys, is showing up. Even for me, sometimes when I do the Zooms, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, today I don't want to. Like, I'm tired. You know, I do them twice a day, every day. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like just showing up, right? But then when you show up and you get going, you put on music, incorporate your kids. A lot of you join my Zoom with your kids. You get moving. That's it. Oh my God, I promise you, your mood will change. You're going to feel amazing afterwards. It never fails.
Yeah. We need it. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I think it's just a necessity. We have to do this for ourselves. We have to, you know, think about our health. And if we're not putting healthy things in our body, if we're not moving, if we're not stretching, if we're not using our muscles, we're not going to feel our best. We're not going to perform at our best overall in our life, in our lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be, you know, heavy lifting at the gym, you know, for an hour and, you know, eating like a rabbit. It's just, you know, making little changes each day will make the big difference.
Exactly. A lot of people say, Angely, how long you work out? And I'm like, it's not how long, it's the effectiveness. If I only have 30 minutes, I will do a 30-minute workout. If I have an hour to spare, then I will do an hour. And there are times that I go with my friends and it's a 2-hour workout because we're taking selfies in between and chit-chatting. That's an event, but you don't need to put in that much time. It's the effectiveness. And with the eating, you don't have to eat like a rabbit. You know, you don't. Those of you in my program, you know, you eat quality food
that fuel and make you feel better.
Exactly.
You know, I swear by it, you know.
Yeah.
I love bread, and if I eat bread, I feel heavy. I feel tired.
Yeah.
I'm not motivated. It's the hardest thing to give up, but it's worth it.
It's the flour.
Once I gave that up, I'm like, it's like night and day, you know? I'm like, wow, what a difference. You just have to like, just make that move.
Little changes.
Little changes. And I wanted to also ask you, how has this whole quarantine changed your business? Has it made it better? Do you feel like once this is over, is it something you're going to continue doing?
I would say that the quarantine has actually impacted my business in a positive way. At first when it hit, you know, everyone was nervous about work, about their businesses, is natural. And at first, you know, my girls were freaking out, and some of them were even like giving up, and I had to like regroup them and remind them to reset and get them together and remind them of like, no, we're in this together. We're going to do this together. But now it's in such a good place. I feel that I have more time to be more hands-on. I'm speaking to the girls, I'm coaching them. I have a team of coaches, but because I'm home and I have time, I'm way more involved, and a lot of them like that. I'm doing the virtual workouts twice a day. They're loving it. They're like, oh my God, they're so much fun. They're the highlight of my day. I'm staying active. It keeps me happy. I feel great. Some of them join twice a day with me. And I feel that it has brought in more of the sense of community and sisterhood, like even stronger, because we are all in this together, and we're all we got. And when they're all having a bad day, they're like, I come to the chat for positivity. And I feel like it has been beautiful. And because of it, April challenge, I had a big group ask me, please start another. I can't wait for the next challenge in May. And I had to start a new group midway. So I have 2 groups going on right now. One ends this week and the other one is on the second week. So it has actually helped the AR30, because now there's like a higher demand, because people are realizing that this is going to be for a while. and they're done like eating all the snacks and all the stuff at home, and they're like, all right, I need to get going.
Yeah.
And the positivity that we have on it is helping a lot of them. So I feel that it has helped us. And
Yeah.
I will continue the Zoom workouts. I won't continue them daily once the quarantine is over, but I will continue them once or twice a week, and I will leave them open for the public. I did that in the summer at the park in New York City. So I'll continue them in the Zooms. So I will. I learned a lot as well. So
That's awesome. I have a question. Connie asked, what kind of flour is good to eat?
no flour is good, honestly. The whole wheat, all of that is honestly not good. Now, if you're going to eat bread, I recommend flourless or gluten-free bread. Ezekiel, UDI brand, Trader Joe's has a brand. You feel a lot better. Almond flour, amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Or if you're baking your own bread at home.
With that almond flour, huh? There's so many flours now. There's there's the cauliflower flour, coconut
cauliflower.
There's so many new ones. Yeah, we just need to put in that time to bake, you know, and try to make our
own. The good stuff, not the bad stuff.
No, that's the banana bread is like the trend.
I know. And you can do that, you know, on the weekends, once in the weekend for you and your family. It's okay. Just not every day. I see people baking cake every day, and I'm like, You're going to eat the whole thing.
You can't make a loaf and then, you know, you're not going to throw it away. You're just going to end up eating it.
Exactly.
And I wanted to ask you, I know there was another question. Somebody wants you to repeat the brand, UDI?
Yeah, I just posted.
Okay. Oh, that's it. I've never heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah, Trader Joe's has the gluten-free, which is just like UD, and then you can get the UDI in the supermarket. Or Ezekiel bread, it's on the frozen sessions. Delicious. The cinnamon raisin. Oh my God.
Oh,
delicious.
yeah.
Toasted with almond butter.
Good.
You can make healthy French toast.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can make healthy French toast with it as well.
That's awesome. She said, I will eat that cake you bake, ladies. Just kidding. Your sister.
Yes.
So, Angela, I wanted to ask you one of my other questions here. So what do you have planned for the future? People wanted to know.
That's a broad question, but I guess, great question. I would like to say I really want a lot of things for the AR30, and I will always bring it back to that because it's what I've been focused in. I want so much for them. I want to have a clothing line for them. I want to, not just for them, for everyone, but meaning with the AR30 brand, resistance bands now that we're home, booty bands. I want to create events. Just before the quarantine, I was working on getting sponsored trips to our winners, to our participants. I want our girls to feel not only good physically, health-wise, but I want them to have lifestyle. I remember when we started, we were having photo shoots for the winners, and the girls preferred the photo shoots and getting their makeup than the actual cash prizes. Like they felt so beautiful and they loved it and they will enjoy it. So I want to have trips and getaways and retreats where I'm able to have fun with them, enjoy, spend time with them. Cheers to, you know, success and life and friendship and womanhood. And so for the future, that's what I want. I have this picture of me traveling with our winners, with our participants, doing retreats to continue just growing and empowering one another. Oh yes, the cookbook.
Everybody's saying cookbook.
Yes, we have it halfway. We've been working on it for like a year, and it's just we've been.
Oh my God.
So many directions. Yes, because our AR30 girl and one of our coaches always shares so many recipes, and we've been working on that.
Oh my God, you
have
to.
Yes.
You have to. I'm always looking online for recipes. Oh my, if you have a cookbook, that would be amazing. That's such a good idea.
Yes. So it's a lot, but I'm so excited to, you know, make it all come together in a life.
Yeah, and it makes it easier for a lot of us, you know.
Oh yeah.
You have something to look, you know, all like follow. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And where can they find you, Angeli? I know we're getting close to, and I know you have another live coming up. Where can they find you? What are your handles?
So you can find me here, Angely_Rojas. On Facebook, it's the same, Angely Rojas. And I have my page for the AR30s, ar30challenge.com. And those of you that are interested in the virtual workouts, the link is in my bio on here or via my AR30 Challenge Instagram page. So I have two pages, Angely Rojas and AR30 Challenge.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So we'll be on the lookout for that and the AR30 challenges. I'm really excited. I think it's gonna go and it's gonna go far.
Thank you.
And so I have a podcast that I'm starting out, and my podcast is all about happiness. You know, that's the title, and I will share with that later. But I wanted to close with what happiness means to you. What is something that you can share about what happiness means to you? Why you say so positive? Why are you always so happy and motivated? How is that for you?
Thank you. I think happiness is fulfillment, when your heart feels full, and also appreciation, having a grateful heart. When I find myself, or whenever I see somebody being negative or in a bad mood, when I find myself sometimes having a little mood swing or not feeling too good, I go back into appreciation mode, and that makes me happy again. So when you lack appreciation, that's when you are unhappy. You know, I made a post just like 2 days ago on how everyone's focused on everything that has gotten wrong, but we're forgetting to focus on what has gotten right or what is going right. So many of us finally have time to spend time with our significant other. Some of us finally have time to spend with our kids that we never get to see because we're working all the time. Some of us have time to finally make a homemade meal for our family, or take that course, like I said, or finally clean your closet and whatnot. Some of us forget to be thankful that we have health and that we're safe and that we have a home. So to me, happiness is appreciation, being appreciating all the time. I have friends sometimes complain, oh, this, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. And I'm like, pause, be thankful that you have a home, that you have a family, that you have this, that you have that you have health. And the minute I remind them, they're like, wow, you're so right. My whole aura and mood just
changes instantly, right?
So when you're constantly in appreciation mode, not complaining and focusing so much on the negativity, you will always be happy. And that's what makes me happy. And I constantly check myself, how I feel, I'm aware of how I feel, where my head is at, but most importantly, always being on appreciation mode.
Yeah, I love that, because we forget, we forget a lot of times. We put our focus on the negativity, on all of the problems, on the news, and, all of the things that set us back. But if we shift that, automatically we can just, change it, flip the switch, and, just live an overall happy life. I think it's all up to us. We have that power, we control our thoughts, and at the end of the day, it just comes within us to be able to feel that and share that with others.
Exactly. You can always be, you're never going to be satisfied. It's okay. You're always going to want more, but in the process, have a grateful heart that will always keep you happy and sane while you work for more. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. And guys, thank you so much for joining as well. We have a few questions, but I think we answered them all. I was going through the questions and kind of answering them as we were going. And let's cheers for...
Yes. Oh my God. We have to cheer to friendship. Cheers to friendship, life, results, and for making the best out of this quarantine, because only you watching this have the power to do that. We have the power and the control to make any situation, you can make it productive, positive, and just turn into something great for you. Work on ourselves, internally, externally, health, nutrition, fitness, business, whatever you like, you have the control to do that.
You have that control. What a
Yep.
great message to end it. And you have such great supporters. I feel emotional right now just looking at all of the comments, and people love you so much.
And I
they're
love them
so
too.
supportive. Wow. This made
Thank
my day.
you.
Just to see all the love of all the people, you know, and oh, you guys are so amazing.
Thank you.
Angela,
Thank
so
you,
lucky.
everyone.
All right, well, we'll catch up another time. We'll
Yes. Thank
you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
This was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
I love you.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too.
See you.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.